Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Unemployed Diaries video. I'm eating breakfast at my desk right now because today is the first day of my Girls in Marketing Digital Marketing virtual internship, and I'm running late. This is actually a marketing internship that's coming out of the UK. So for them, I believe it's 1 o'clock. But for me here on the East Coast of the US, it is 7:57 and it starts at 8. So I'm going to log in and sign into the Slack community and get this pulled up and eat my breakfast. So this video is just going to cover my virtual internship experience, and then I'm going to give you job search updates because I have another exciting update that I want to talk about. So we're just going to go through that and apply to jobs and the usual Unemployed Diary stuff. So stay tuned for my updates at the end of the video, like always, and I'm going to log in and chat with you guys later today.
I was absolutely honoured to be amongst some of the greatest. Lucy Street, who is the great person
to change their algorithms to really care about global experience.
So it's now 11:40 and the digital marketing internship session for day one ended about 40 minutes ago. I wanted to take a bit of a break and walk away from my computer for a second just to let all the thoughts and information settle into my head. So day one was really good. The first portion of the session was Olivia, who is the founder of Girls in Marketing, and she was just giving a general overview of the marketing industry. So she talked about things such as job titles, different organizations that you can work for, some stuff like that. I'm actually going to just pull up my notes so I can chat a little bit about that. She also mentioned something that I thought was really important, and that was a section called expectations versus reality. And she specifically made a point to call out Emily in Paris. If you're not familiar with that, it's a Netflix show, and Emily works at a marketing agency as a digital marketer in France. And the show really glamorizes her entire job and all the cool things that she gets to do. And in the show, it just makes it seem like she goes to events, she gets to hang out with really cool fashion people and kind of people that have celebrity statuses. And Olivia used that as an example to say that that's really not the reality all the time for marketing, and that there's a lot of hard work and long hours and analyzation of data and work that actually goes into being a marketer. It's not just about going to fancy restaurant openings. So I'm really glad that she specifically mentioned that, because I do think that TV and film and movies and cinema can kind of glorify or romanticize things that aren't really that glamorous or romantic when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it. She also made it a point to say that there is creativity involved in being a digital marketer, but it's also very analytical, and you have to have a lot of strategic thinking, which I think is important because there's a lot of psychology in marketing and how you can use that psychology to get people to buy a product, which is what marketing is at the end of the day. You're using tools to get people to purchase a product. And I think that perhaps some people see marketing as just making content and cute things and just very all about creativity, when there's a lot of background stuff that goes into that. So I thought that section was really important. So the second portion of today's meeting was from Rita Sider, and she works at SEMrush, and she was talking about SEO. So if you're not familiar with SEO, it's search engine optimization. It's basically the process to improve your search engine ranking on Google or on the internet. So she did a bit of a high-level overview of that. SEO is very detailed, and there's a lot that goes into it. I'm actually familiar with SEO already from this channel, having a blog, and my digital marketing and certificate program that I did from Google. So a lot of this information was already familiar to me, but she used the SEMrush platform to show how you can use that as a tool to look at keywords and look at how things are ranking on different websites. And she used an example, so I thought that was really, really helpful. So there's just so much that goes into SEO, and I definitely want to dive more into that. I saw a free course for SEO regarding YouTube, so I do want to take a look at that because I am interested in how you can use SEO specifically on your YouTube channel. I already do some SEO stuff with TubeBuddy, and I try to optimize my videos as much as I can for SEO, but I definitely want to learn more about that. I think SEO is really interesting, and that's something that I've always been kind of interested in since my blogging days years and years ago. So I really enjoyed that portion of today's meetup. So tomorrow's session is going to be about how to be a creative marketing genius, create thumb-stopping social content, and how to manage your first marketing campaign. So that's what's in store for tomorrow. I am going to just take you through the rest of my day. I have quite a few things that I need to do, and I think I need to make a to-do list because there's a lot of stuff that I want to work on this week. Right now, I'm feeling a little hungry since I had my breakfast earlier than I normally do today. So I might take a lunch and just take kind of like a longer break and get out of this room and away from my computer and just reset myself and then come back to being productive and getting stuff done. So I will talk to you later because I'm going to go and start doing some other stuff. Checking back in on my coffee break. As you saw, I just made a brown sugar latte, and I have a couple admin things to do. I have to look at our spending sheet and let Kevin know what he owes me. For the past couple months, I have really been putting that off and not doing it every month on the dot like I should, because as I get further and further into this period of unemployment, the more I don't want to think about money. So I've been putting that off, and I decided to make a coffee and make sure that I do that today. So I'm going to do that. But first, I have to respond to an email because I am now in I guess you'd call it like a career mentorship program. So I think I mentioned this a few videos back, and I've mentioned it a couple times since then, that I joined an online Slack networking community that I saw from someone talking about on TikTok. It's called Rise, RHIZE, and I will put their information in the description box below. But they are doing a lot more hands-on stuff now instead of just chatting and letting people network. So they're doing happy hour calls, they're doing check-ins, they're bringing people in from companies that help people find jobs. They started this mentor program, and they weren't sure if everyone would be able to be matched, but I was lucky enough to get someone matched. So she reached out to me last night, and I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't respond. So I'm going to respond back to her. How that mentorship is going to work is I'm going to jump on a weekly call with my mentor from now through November. So they're going to go over things with me and look at my resume, give me tips and advice on how to find a job. They're going to give me interview tips. We're going to do a mock interview, and they're just really going to provide any support that I need. I think I mentioned at the very beginning of this journey that I hadn't interviewed in 5 years. And since I still haven't gotten a single interview yet, I haven't even been able to practice interviewing. So I'm looking forward to that. But really, I feel like at this point, I need to get someone else's perspective that has more knowledge about getting jobs than I do, because I'm not getting interviews and I keep doing everything people were saying to do, like tailor your resume, put in keywords, blah blah blah, and I'm doing that, and I just like don't know if maybe I'm doing something wrong or my resume isn't good or whatever. So I just need to figure out like what my next step is going to be and get some sort of feedback and maybe kind of figure out a new path and a new way forward so I can find either full-time work or part-time work or just have an idea of what I'm going to do next. So I'm really excited for that. So I'm going to reach out to her and do my other stuff. I probably won't talk to you again today because I'm gonna just finish up my day doing the things that I need to do. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. I am getting my coffee and getting breakfast, and then I'm gonna sit down for day 2 of the digital marketing internship program. I'm really excited for today's sessions, and I just can't wait to learn more. I'm sorry, I'm getting water in my cup to make coffee, but I actually want to show you guys something. Hang on one second. As most of you know, if you're not new here, I use the same coffee mug every single day, and a tragedy struck, and it looks normal from this side. I was pulling it out of the dish drying rack and it got stuck, and I tried to move other stuff and it just snapped. And I was absolutely devastated because I didn't have my coffee yet. So I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? How am I going to start my day without my Luke's mug? And I'm not going to lie, the day that I broke this, I had a really, really bad day. I did order another one. It's the exact same one, and it's from a small business, but they haven't been very active on their socials. They haven't had a social post since 2023, and I did send an email asking for an update, and after that I got a tracking number, which I'm gonna actually check here in a second, but I haven't received it yet. So it's been a few weeks since I ordered that, so I'm hoping that they're still filling orders even though they're not active, because I haven't found a Luke's mug that's quite like this. It's definitely like the coffee bowl that Lorelai had asked for when she was not going to Luke's for one time for whatever reason. But yeah, that's upsetting. So hopefully I can get a new one, and I think I might try to glue that one back together. Obviously, once I do that, I'm not gonna drink out of it, but I might just use it to put trinkets in or something, so we'll see. I forgot to show you guys my new fall apron. Well, it's not new, I've had it, but this is the fall apron. It has a little witch on it. It says witch's brew, and then it has stripes and then these orange yellow straps. So yeah, switched out to the fall apron. I do have another one that is a black cat, and it's also has like some orange on it. Sometimes I wear that one, but this is like my preferred. So yeah, wanted to show that as well, because I always switch out seasonal aprons every time I cook.
Now, I want to give you a little bit of
Bits of that, it really gives you a focus. I worked in
and I'm super excited for this session.
So today we're going to be looking at, there's so many different places to start in marketing. I currently work as a...
So the first session today was done by Layla Jackson, and she is a creative director. So she was talking about her experience and just some general overview about getting into the creative side of marketing, which I thought was really interesting. She talked about the difference between working in-house and working in an agency. She also spoke about different types of creative thinking, mind mapping, role playing, getting into the shoes of the consumer. She talked about tools that she uses, so Google Trends, Pinterest. Pinterest comes out with a report typically every quarter about what's trending. I don't know if you follow along with Pinterest, but I've actually used that before with blogging and my YouTube channel. She just talked about like kind of her ideas and tips on getting into the industry and starting with smaller brands and working your way up to bigger brands. So that was really insightful. Her energy was really good. So I enjoyed that. And I felt very intrigued by her role. And I thought that was really interesting and sounded like something I could picture myself doing maybe at some point. So I really enjoyed that session. The next session was thumb stopping social content, and this actually was sponsored by Adobe Express. So Lucy Street, she is a social media content creator, and she actually got a job with Adobe just from her content creation. So someone at Adobe saw it, reached out to her and said, hey, we have a position, we think you'd be great for it. So she took the job, which I think is amazing that there's people out there that are content creators and they're getting recognized and they're getting jobs from it. So that sounded pretty cool. She went over Adobe Express. If you're not familiar with it, it's pretty much like Canva except for Adobe's version, and you can integrate other Adobe products like Premiere and Illustrator and Photoshop using Adobe Express. But to be honest, it really just looked all like a lot of the features were so similar to Canva. And I have been using Canva for a really long time, maybe 7 years since I started my blog. And I do have a pro Canva subscription. So to be honest, I am a loyal Canva subscriber. And even though I use Adobe for my video editing, I don't plan on switching to Adobe Express. But I did appreciate the fact that like Express has capabilities that Canva also has, but you can combine it with Photoshop or Illustrator. So if I was someone that used Photoshop or Illustrator and After Effects and the other stuff, maybe I would find Adobe Express more, I guess, appetizing, more intriguing, more useful. I still enjoyed her presentation, and she made it a point to show everyone how you can use AI to generate images or cut things out of images. And that's something that I already do in Canva, but I don't think a lot of people are aware of what AI can do, especially in the marketing content creation industry. So there's a lot of options out there with AI right now, and I'm sure that's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger as AI progresses. So I really appreciate that section of her presentation. So the third session of the day was managing your first marketing campaign with Joanne Sani, I think I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I apologize. She went through a really information heavy session about every aspect of managing a digital marketing campaign, and it was very high level. And to be honest, if I didn't go through that Google digital marketing course that broke down how to do a campaign piece by piece, I feel like I wouldn't have been able to keep up with all the information that she was presenting. So it was a really, really good high-level overview intro. But the Google Digital Marketing Certificate I took a couple months ago really dug more into managing campaigns and SMART goals and how to create a campaign and what you need to put in your campaign. So it was nice to hear a marketer's perspective of how to handle your first campaign instead of just going through these pre-recorded lessons with Google, even though those are from Google experts as well. Sorry, Liz decided he wanted to be part of the video. So that's just like a review of all of the sessions from day 2. I would say that I preferred session 1 because I found it to be the most informational, at least for me. So anyway, today's Wednesday, it's grocery day, so I do have to make the grocery list. And I did hear back from my mentor from the Rise networking program, and we set up a time to meet next Tuesday at 2 p.m. So in the next Unemployed Diaries, I'll probably follow up on that and how that goes, and just keep you updated on what I'm learning in that mentorship, because if there is some really good knowledge that I have not heard of yet or whatever, I definitely want to share that with you all to help you out on your job search journey as well. For the rest of the day, though, I'm going to make my grocery list, and I think I'm going to apply for some jobs because I took a break from applying over Labor Day because it was just slow. But apparently September is a really good time for hiring, and I probably have 10 to 20 different jobs saved on LinkedIn that I want to apply to, and some of those are getting a little behind. It's like they were posted 6 days ago, which isn't good. So I need to apply to some jobs. So I'm gonna do that first and make my grocery list and then go from there. So I probably won't check in again until tomorrow, which is day 3 of the digital marketing internship. Morning, everyone. It is Thursday and it's the last day of my internship, and I am going at a bit of a slow pace today because I just feel really tired. I have been going to bed early since I've been waking up about an hour and a half, 2 hours earlier to do this internship than I've normally been, but today for some reason I just feel so exhausted. So coffee is brewing and I'm gonna get the rest of my breakfast ready. We found this pumpkin turmeric sourdough bread at Whole Foods last night. Just like, look at this. This looks so good. So I'm gonna give this a try today for my sourdough. And then of course I'm having eggs as always. And then I'm gonna go to my desk and unfortunately probably have to, sorry, my throat in the morning is just like not working for me because I have a lot of allergies and sinuses, so the nasal drip is just killing me. And this is the first time I've opened my mouth to speak today. So anyway, I'm gonna eat at my desk because I'm running late. Oh, there's like, there's nuts in this bread. I'm wondering what type of nuts that is. Interesting. It did not say on the package. Does it say that there's nuts in here? Maybe it's pumpkin seeds. That's my guess, is that it's actually oh, there is, yes, pumpkin seeds. Cool. Well, that's exciting. So anyway, so I'm gonna eat at my desk and then we're gonna start day 3 and go from there. I'm looking forward to today's session because it's about personal branding, and as someone who is a content creator on YouTube trying to build a personal brand, I am really excited about that. I have this like fascination with branding and I've done some research about it and I just think it's really interesting, so I'm really excited for that. And then there's a couple other sessions and then that's it, and then you do get a certificate for completing. So I'm gonna make breakfast and go to the virtual internship.
Coming up. So I want to talk you through just really quick.
So apart from choosing your life partner, I would say that your career.
All right, we'll give the answer.
Okay, then that's how they build a reputation for themselves.
You run a squiggly career.
Hey there, it's been a few days since my internship has been over and I never finished discussing day 3 or what I learned that day or anything about it, so I want to go over that briefly with you. And then after that, I'm just gonna go over a couple updates on my unemployment journey. I already mentioned one earlier in the video, so we're just gonna dive into that before I end this video. So I have my notes here from day 3. There were 3 sessions that day. And the first session was called Selling Your Authentic Self. And this was presented by Lamise and Suzanne, and they're from the app called Riser. Riser is a career matching app that uses video to match you with people that are aligned to your career goals, and it's a networking app. It is primarily a UK app. I was able to download it and log into it here in the US. I haven't uploaded my video yet, so I do have to complete that before I can use it and give you a better idea of how this app works. But I know that in the chat for the internship, a lot of people were saying it wasn't available. I don't think it's available in South Africa or India. Not sure about Canada, but so far for the UK and the US, it's available. Anyway, so they talked about squiggly careers in this session, which was really exciting because I was listening to, I think it was a podcast from Ali Abdul, who is a really big productivity YouTuber. And he has a podcast, and he brought in this writer, this author, who wrote a book called Squiggly Careers, and I believe there's also a Squiggly Careers podcast. That whole book and podcast interview that I listened to was about how a career isn't just a ladder. It's not linear like that. The squiggly careers are, you're kind of like going like this, and there was a really great picture that they used in the presentation that I'm going to put up on screen now. So they talked about that and talked about how you can do a bunch of different things and gain a bunch of different skills to proceed through your career. So I really enjoyed that because that was something I've already heard of before and was really into. Yingers, stop it. Sorry, Yingling's like trying to, I don't know, rub herself all over the dried roses, like over in this corner. So I had to, she interrupted me. Anyway, so they talked about that, and they talked about a little bit about networking and how to develop an elevator pitch and what types of things that you can put in your pitch and how it should be unique to you and your skills and your story and not just be verbatim what's on your resume. So I thought that was really important, and it was really inspiring, and I definitely know that I need to work on an elevator pitch because I don't have one, and I know I've talked about this before in my previous videos of this series, that that's something that I don't have and that I would like to possibly send videos within my application to help me stand out. So that's something that I'm going to look into over the next couple weeks, like scripting something for that. Maybe something, just making a general video to send to all of the applications that I apply to, because I can't imagine filming a video for every single application and editing that. That's a lot of work. Plus, what if they don't even look at it? So I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about doing that, but when I figure that out, I will let you know. The second session was a lesson in personal branding from Kiera Renee. I think I'm pronouncing her last name right. And I was looking forward to this section, which I mentioned earlier, because I have been kind of going down the rabbit hole of research lately about personal branding, especially with my YouTube channel. So this was really interesting to listen to. And I think that personal branding is important, even if you're not in digital marketing and communications or you're a content creator. Personal branding is really just defining who you are and what you stand for and what makes you unique. And that can be applicable to any industry at all. So for example, if you're someone that's like, I don't want to move up in the corporate world, I just want to go to work and be left alone and do my job and not really talk to anyone and mind my own business, that's still personal branding. If that's you and I'm working with you and say you, I don't know, move to another department or you leave your job or something, I'll be like, oh, such and such, really quiet, don't really know anything about them. Like, that's still like your brand. That's still what you're bringing to your job. And I use that example because that's kind of how I was at my last role. I was a bit of a mystery. I really didn't talk to many people I worked with, and I really tried to keep my personal life out of my job and didn't talk about things outside of work and just wanted to get my job done. So that's still some sort of personal branding, and that's still how you want to be seen at work. So I think that section of the internship was really applicable to anybody doing anything. So I really enjoyed that, and it's really made me think about how I want to be seen at work. And this was something that I was thinking about prior to being laid off, is that I put myself in a situation of not wanting to be seen at my job and being considered a quiet person just because of where I was at that time and how I was feeling about my career and my job at that point. And then I started thinking about that more and was kind of coming to the conclusion that I kind of want to change that branding a bit, and I don't want to be known as like the quiet person. And I was really just not sure where I was going to go with that. And obviously now at this point, it doesn't matter because I got laid off. So now I'm really just thinking about that in the context of my YouTube channel and how I want to present myself to future employers and how I want to present myself on LinkedIn. So that's something that I've been thinking a lot about lately, and I'm gonna just end that there because I feel like I could rant and talk about this for a really long time, and we don't need that in this video because it's already long enough as it is. The last session of the internship was Olivia again, and this was just a wrap up. So she was giving everyone a lot of information about Girls and Marketing and the membership program that they have. So Olivia gave everyone some podcasts they can listen to, as well as books that they can read. And I wrote a few down that I wanted to check out from those lists. So if you're interested in those recommendations, the podcasts and the books, they are a bit specific to marketing, but if you want them, let me know and I can put that in the description or in a comment below. So that was day 3 and the final day of the Girls in Marketing Digital Marketing Internship. So my overall thoughts for this program are very positive. So if I'm looking down, it's just because I wrote down my notes, so I'm just like reading off of this. So overall, it was really inspiring. I really enjoyed hearing from lots of different people and professionals in the marketing world and how they got started, and listening to their stories, because it really made it seem like no matter what your background was, that you could end up in a position in communications or marketing that you wanted to be in if that's what you choose to do. So I thought that was really interesting and inspiring. I also really enjoyed the networking aspect of it. They opened a Slack channel and we were able to chat and communicate with everybody within this program. I think I noticed about 2,700 people in the chat all at once. So there was a lot of people that logged on to this. So I wasn't able to connect with everyone, but I did put my LinkedIn profile out in the Connect tab a few times, and I think I connected with maybe 20, 30-ish different people that were a part of this program, and quite a few of them I messaged and I've been chatting with them on LinkedIn. And even this morning I woke up and I had 2 more connection requests from people that were in this program. So I think I'm probably going to get more as the days go on. They are keeping the Slack open until the 30th. So that way you can try to go in and make connections and keep chatting. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it because everybody was hungry. They were willing to learn. They wanted to learn more. The entire just whole session, all 3 days, was just filled with positive vibes. It was fun. It was just like really passing the vibe check. I'm not gonna lie. It was like really cool to just be in some sort of environment or this little mini community with strangers from all over the world that just want to learn and help each other and want to inspire each other and grow. And so I thought that was really cool, and that made me feel really like warm and fuzzy and tingly inside, because that's also what I'm trying to do here on my channel. So that was really exciting to see that happen. So if anybody is watching this and you were a part of the digital marketing program and you haven't connected with me yet, let me know in the comments below and we can discuss the program, or I'll send you a LinkedIn connection request. So just let me know, because I'm not sure if anybody is going to be seeing this video from that program. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't really have any cons about the program, but I do have a couple things that I feel are kind of like neutral mid. And the one thing is that it was UK based, so a lot of my connections are from the UK, which is fine. I knew that going in, but if you are outside of the UK or US based, you might find it harder to find connections in the industry with someone, or someone that's working in a company or whatever in the US. There was also some data that was referenced in the sessions that were specific to the UK. So what I did was I just went on ChatGPT and I said, hey, can you pull this exact data but for the US? So that's like an option if you are curious to see what the US or your own country's side of it is. And obviously the time difference, which really wasn't a big deal for me. I just had to wake up early and everybody in the UK just had lunch. So that wasn't that big of a deal, but I did want to mention that. The other thing that was kind of not like a problem or a con, but some of the stuff they went over in the sessions was not new information. And I already talked about this earlier, but the SEO and marketing campaign stuff I already knew from my Google Digital Marketing Certificate program. So this was more of a refresher and didn't really do an in-depth deep dive of that. So I'm really glad that I was able to take that certificate program earlier this year, because that really gave me an opportunity and a chance to learn the marketing campaign stuff that's really important to the industry in an in-depth way, and break it all down so I know if I do ever get a job in marketing, or end up doing a marketing campaign with my own brand, that I know what I'm doing. Well, know what I'm doing in the sense of kind of have a general idea of what I'm doing, since I've never actually done it before. The other thing was that I wish it was longer or more in depth. Like I mentioned before, it's very much a high level overview of the topics that they discussed, and you probably would need to have a lot more information in order to get a job in marketing if you were just solely going off of that internship program alone. So that's pretty much it. That like wraps everything up. Overall, I definitely think it was worth it. And if they have any other programs coming up again, I know they do the internship program every year and it changes, so they don't talk about the same thing every year. And they also do another program that's a little bit more advanced. So if they do those programs again in 2025, if I'm available, I probably will sign up to them, just because I think it's a really great way to have a refresher, hear from other people in the industry, and network. So that's all I'm going to share about my internship. I am pulling up the notes on my phone because I want to share just some minor unemployed journey updates. I already mentioned the mentoring program, so I have a meeting with my mentor next Tuesday, and I will keep you updated about that in the next Unemployed Diaries episode. So I've applied to about 115-ish jobs at this point, and earlier in the video I applied to 4 or 5 more. I still have not received a request for an interview, and I'm still getting some auto rejections. Mostly I'm not hearing back at all, so there's really nothing else to share other than the fact that I'm still applying to jobs. And at this point, I'm pretty much tailoring every single resume that I send. So I tailor the summary, and then I will go and add some keywords if necessary, or rewrite some of the stuff that's in my resume already to better align with the job description. And I am still using ChatGPT to help me with that. And then I send that over. I'm not sending cover letters unless they require it, or if it's a job that I don't have a lot of experience in, but I feel like my background relates somehow and I need to explain it a little bit more. So that's typically the only time that I'm sending cover letters. Next update is just like a little mental health update, because I know I get this question a lot in the comments about how to deal with mental health and how I'm dealing with my mental health during this time. And I would say that it's kind of just the same. I know last time I mentioned that I had a bit of a freak out when I found out that the one job that I had, like the first level interview questionnaire for, had 900 plus applicants, and that just made my brain explode. Since then, I've kind of just gotten over that. The last couple weeks, I've been feeling a little bit burnt out with filming, and I noticed that in my last video and in this video, I have had a harder time picking up my camera and just capturing stuff. I think that's because I've been a little bit behind on my filming. So like, I'm filming this on Saturday and this video is supposed to go out tomorrow. So I still have to edit this portion of the video. And last week I had to edit the entire video in one day, and I don't like to do that because I feel like I rush, and staring at the computer screen for that long makes me really tired. It makes my head hurt. It makes my eyes hurt. There's just been stuff outside of like YouTube that I've been trying to work on, and I've been having like a hard time balancing networking and looking for jobs and being more consistent on YouTube, because I started posting every week, if not more, instead of just 3 videos a month like I originally had when I first started this whole thing back in January. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I had a medication switch, which I mentioned last time, and that has made me not feel very good physically. And the season changed and my allergies are going crazy. So I don't know, the last 2 weeks I've just felt very tired, and I definitely haven't been motivated to pick up my camera as much, but I'm hoping that after this video I can kind of get back into my regular rhythm. So that's pretty much all the updates that I have for the next episode, unless I get a job interview and I get to finally do my interview prep Unemployed Diaries video. I'm planning on spending a week doing side hustles. So I'm going to try quite a few different side hustles, and I want to share with you how that goes. So I'm going to do some survey sites. I'm going to sign up for dataannotation.com to do data entry. We're going to try Amazon Mechanical Turk, and I'm going to talk about a couple other things as well and just see if any of it is worth it and see how it goes. So I'm going to experiment and I'm going to share it with you. So that's what you're going to be looking forward to for the next Unemployed Diaries video. So let me know if you want to see any specific side hustle stuff or have any questions about that in the comments below. If you made it this far in the video, drop a unicorn emoji in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next video.